Good evening,
Nick,
Mike.
good evening.
I got
I
you.
know. I know you did the whole good evening. I didn't know what to do because it's not the morning. It's Sunday night.
We're out of our element. We are recording at night. Emergency podcast. Could not wait until Monday to talk about the Hawks, the Fighting Jayhawks.
Too excited. Too happy. I'm in a different location. No one knows. I'm doing top secret things. No one knows.
You're in a different you switched locations because of what the Hawks are doing. And by the way,
yes.
Don't let me get any further. Let's get personal off the bat. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
The Hawks gave you a birthday win on Saturday.
Did. Yeah. No, a present of being a 7-2 football team. And you know what? I'll take that present. That's a good present. And it was a good way to have a birthday. And shout out to the people that ordered me a full glass of the House Red, filled to the top. You know who you are.
You still feeling it today?
Yeah. That was yesterday. Yeah. I'm tired.
24 hours later.
A little hazy. We're fine.
We're better than fine, I would argue.
Maybe the best we've ever been. Yeah, we are sick. Actually sick. Objectively sick.
This is going to be a fun episode because we've got more submissions. The Show It All gang, it's now not a one-off. The Show It All gang is bringing it week after week after week. We've got more submissions, better submissions. Once again, can't even show it all. We literally physically do not have the bandwidth to show it all because of how much you guys are showing it. That's a testament to the Show It All gang, the best listeners.
Thank you. It's tasteful how much we're showing it, but doing it tastefully, it's just so tasteful. Everything about it. Everything about it. Dr. Shits is back, I think. I don't know if he made the cut line because I don't see these generally until the end, but I do see the little notification come on, and I saw a message from, I can't say that in the first 5 minutes of podcast, can I?
No, you can't, but it's okay. You did, and you can't, but you did. And that's what this podcast is all about. That's what the Show It All gang is all about. Hey, you can't do this? Watch me do it.
Watch us. Rank us. We are the Kansas Jayhawks.
We are ranked up to 19th in the AP poll. Arlington in the sights. Some are saying yes. Many more are saying no. And those are the people that we're coming after today. If you're saying no, by the way, to KU going to the Big 12 championship, you're on fraud watch. And I had a few of those people in my mentions over the weekend. I had a few people telling me, what planet are you living on? Unless Oklahoma State and Texas are losing 2 games, fraud watch. Fraud watch if you're thinking like that with 3 games to go.
Are you doing an episode rundown, or are you just going off right now?
A little bit of both, because we are going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Jason Bean. We're going to talk about Lance Leipold. We're going to talk about LL Bean, right? Oh. That's a new thing.
Yes. I love this. LL Bean, Lance Leipold, Jason Bean, LL Bean. That's how good we are.
When they build a statue of Lance putting his arm around Jason Bean out in front of Sean Snyder Family Memorial Stadium, it will be known as the LL Bean statue.
Layers. Oh, wow. Maybe LL can help pay for the stadium. Part 2, because phase 1, phase 2. Phase 1 is good, but phase 2 we're still working on. So LL Bean, what is Kansas doing missing this opportunity, by the way?
Well, they haven't missed it yet.
Oh. We're going to alley-oop it? All you got to do is open your heart. Open your heart, Kansas.
Open your heart. Open your minds. Open your minds. We're giving you ideas. We're tossing it up.
And show it.
You hammer it home. Show it all. We're going to show it all again this episode. Lance Leipold is etching his place in Kansas football history? Question mark? No. Scratch the question mark. Exclamation point. And then put another exclamation point behind it. There is no question.
Maybe not even one question to show we're so excited, and then exclamation, question, exclamation. You're cool with that?
Like that. Super aggressive. Yes, I'm cool with that. It is very aggressive. Record predictions: suckbag loser of the week, sick rich hot badass mofo of the week, Texas Tech trap game, maybe. For who? Not us.
We should always record at night. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is great.
Electric.
I'm feeling a little slap happy. You got daylight savings time. I switched time zones, so I'm like 2 hours behind at this point. KU basketball plays Monday night, NC Central. NC Central juggernaut, Kansas basketball on fraud watch after Fort Hays State. Some are saying so. And I'm going to challenge Mike to a little Kansas basketball trivia game. Let's see if he fares better this time around.
Shit.
He's not prepared.
No, I'm not happy about this. I have to do a trivia game for you one of these days. Hey, did you get any feedback ever? Did any of your friends, any listeners ever say, I can't believe he got some of those questions wrong? Because Tyrell Reed's number, I got a lot of shit on. Personally.
No.
Okay.
I didn't get shit on for you getting questions wrong, if that's what you're asking.
I'm just wondering if people talk shit on me. I'm being insecure again. We're going to therapy.
I have like a side chat with my friends saying, hey, who's this dipshit you've got hosting the show with you?
This Scoopmeister. No, my friends, the listeners, they certainly are talking about you.
We've now cursed twice
they're complimenting
in the first 7
you.
Minutes. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. We've cursed twice in the first 7 minutes. That's not a good start. Let's see. It's not about how you start, though, you know? And that's what people are saying about the Hawks. It's not about how you start, Mike. It's how you
get to Arlington.
Yep.
It's how. That's what the saying is. That's where we're at, and it's not about.
Okay.
It's so stupid. It's not about Jason Bean starts. It's about his finish in getting to Arlington.
It is about Jason Bean, and it's always been about Jason Bean. It's always going to be about Jason Bean. All of that and much, much more.
That was all the intro?
This could be wrong.
And I could be wrong. You guys could look at this. And I could be wrong on this. I could be wrong. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. You'd have to ask him. But
all right, here we go. Coming in hot on a Sunday night. I want to start right here. And I spent the last 24 hours thinking about crafting my statement and massaging my thoughts. And I've landed on this, Mike, which is that Kansas football objectively does not suck anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Factual.
And I think that deserves to be stated, and it deserves to be appreciated because
that's the whole statement.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
But
okay. Keep going.
I have secondary thoughts to go along with that. I have data to back up that statement. Even last year, think about when it was really fun at the beginning of the year. KU starts 5-0, and then what happened? Jalon Daniels gets injured, and you're like, oh man, maybe we kind of suck a little bit again. Like KU didn't fully suck. They didn't fully suck all the way, but after they were good, they kind of went back to being not so good, and then they beat Oklahoma State. Bowl game, that's good. Go to the bowl game. Didn't win, but made it exciting. Great game. And then you were kind of left over the offseason of like, okay, well, I hope they're good next year, right? I hope they don't go back to sucking in 2023.
That real? Was it real? Yeah.
We were all feeling it. And then even after the hot start this year, what happened again? Jalon Daniels gets injured. You got beat pretty handily by Texas.
I saw that.
Now, coming off the win against Oklahoma and then backing it up with a pretty impressive win on the road in Ames, like checking off another box, going on the road in the Big 12 and getting a win, which were very elusive for the longest time. It's official, man. And I know some people have probably been here for several weeks, and kudos to you. But I know myself and a lot of other snake-bitten Kansas fans just been kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Waiting for
we talked about this
regression to the mean.
Early on the show, early in the season.
And it's not happening.
No, it's not.
They're 7-2. It's not going to happen. This team does not suck at football anymore. And that's really freaking cool because nobody sucked better than Kansas did for about 15 years. And now we're objectively exciting and fun and competitive. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy today.
It needs to be said. I'm glad you said it. I am happy that you're happy. I'm happy that I'm happy. We're all happy. It's Kansas football is 7-2. They're 7-2, man. The backup quarterback is pretty damn good. Do you want to do the Bean? Bean? Can we go to Bean? Can we talk about Bean? All I want to do is talk about Jason freaking Bean, brother of LL Bean. Like, incredible. It's just been really exciting to see him gain some confidence here and step into and make some huge plays. In the moment for me where I realized how spoiled almost we've been about Jason Bean or the way that the discourse has gone, because like there have been some moments, but it's when he got hurt. It's when he got hurt for that play, and it was like it's done. Total gut punch, shit your pants moment.
Time out. Do you know right now, can you name the guy who came in for one play and handed it off?
Ben.
One name? Like Seal?
Yeah.
He only goes by one. And it's not, by the way, just a heads up, his name is not Ben. I believe it is Cole Ballard. Not going to fact check it. Could be wrong about that.
Okay. Oh, good. Could be wrong. Ballard is what I meant, not Ben.
Well, you didn't say Ballard, and you seem pretty confident in Ben. So I don't think that's what you meant.
Okay. All right. Yeah. It was my birthday, so
true. We'll let that one slide.
Let's just say that I was having fun watching the Jayhawks, and so maybe Cole Ballard's name was it was there, but it might have not stuck.
Right. Which is understandable because he finished the game with 0 pass attempts, so I understand that you didn't commit that to memory.
That handoff was good. It was good. It was a good handoff.
I didn't know who he was. I didn't I was actually out of town. I was in Dallas watching with some college friends, and when Bean went down, everybody's like, who plays now? Who comes in for him?
They asked you?
Said, I'll be like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, I have no idea who the third string is on this team.
Honestly, yeah, I didn't know either. I didn't know.
But that's because you know why? You know why that is? Because we're living in the moment. We're not preoccupied with the future and hypotheticals. What could happen if this guy gets injured? We're being present in this moment of success for Kansas football, and that's the way everybody should be right now.
You know, I just looked up the other backup that I was thinking about. Not like Ethan Vasco. He was on the team last year. He was a good recruit. It looks like he came in for Coastal Carolina and led them to a last-minute comeback win.
I'll be honest. I thought that's who the backup was as well.
Yeah. Okay. So we're on the same. I was pretty sure he was gone, but I was like, that was the last name I could remember. So no, I didn't know. And how good is Jason Bean to bring this back? How much do we need this man? That feeling that you had when you thought he was hurt was the answer. Mm-hmm. He is that good. By the way, if Jason Bean plays the next 4 games, let's see, there's 3 regular season and bowl game, right? Maybe Arlington, maybe not. Fraud watch. If like just get it out in front, all right? Getting out in front of anything. If he plays these next 4 games, he could end his career as the fourth most passing yards in KU football history. Fourth.
Yeah,
This dude has been playing. No, isn't that crazy? I think he's 10th right now. But it's really tight between 10 and really 3.
By the way, Jason Bean is has now set a career high in passing yards with 1,418. And this is a big glasses on moment, not for us. This is actually the most glasses off moment in the history of this show.
Yeah.
This is a really big glasses off moment because only glasses on guy will talk about Jason Bean actually not being that good. Because glasses on guy will say, well, I mean, he's only completing 60% of his passes. He only has 10 passing touchdowns.
Narc.
He went 14 of 23 for 1 touchdown. Was he even that good? Glasses on. Bifocals.
Yeah, that's
Thick
you.
Bifocals.
That's you. Yeah. Not
if you're
you
thinking
yet.
that right now.
Yeah, that's you.
If you're thinking that, that's glasses on. Speaking of glasses on and fraud watch and things I hate is actually a couple people did this to me, and we're going to go back to fraud watch here. One of my friends, close friend of mine, listener of the show, Dylan, he texted me on Sunday morning or Saturday night, and he said, is it weird that I'm after the Oklahoma State game, I was feeling euphoria, and after the Iowa State game, all I can think about is how we blew the game versus Oklahoma State, and if we wouldn't have, then we'd be in like this great position to go to Arlington.
You mean Oklahoma game?
Glasses on.
Also. Yeah. You said Oklahoma game. Euphoria.
Yeah. Well, he said he was feeling euphoria after the Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
Now he's thinking back to the Oklahoma State game.
Yes.
And looking at Oklahoma State's schedule, and it's kind of cupcake, and they're not going to lose 2 more games. So therefore, like the path to Arlington is tough.
Glasses
Live
on.
in the moment.
I'm
glasses
so
on.
with you. I don't
live in the moment. I don't care
sucks.
Either.
But like
KU is good at football.
Yes. Absolutely agree. Nick just threw his AirPod because he's so happy that we just had this moment. I was absolutely preparing to give this take today. That it just, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the Oklahoma State thing. It built character. Boom.
Oh, Mike just sneezed.
I just sneezed. I unmuted it. You didn't want that. Before the sneeze, I was going to say, it built character. That loss helped us get to where we are now. 7-2. I'm taking it, and I'm not looking at the past. I'm learning from it. And you know what I've learned from 15 years? Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's that I'm going to enjoy
when you're thinking about when you think about the Oklahoma State game, you're thinking about the past. And when you think about if you would have won the Oklahoma State game, if you'd be in better line to go to the Big 12 championship, well, now you're living in the future. Those are the 2 places you don't want to live.
Yep.
You want to live in the present where Kansas is good at football, right? Don't get yourself out of this present moment where Kansas is 7-2.
Yeah.
And I mean, even last year, they never went 7-2. And I think a lot of people forget that, Mike, is that they never went 7-2 last year. And that deserves to be mentioned once again.
I don't remember Kansas being 7-2 in my life. Because when Kansas has been...
they weren't. They didn't even go 7-2 in 2008.
That's what I'm saying. Either it was just so, like, off the scales good. There's never been, like, normal good. And this is, like, normal very good. And it's great. And I'm happy. And, like, it was so off the scales that Kansas returned to earth very quickly and was punished for what it did. I want like sustained success, continued improvement, and we're having it. We're seeing it. We're going to live in the moment and enjoy it. And I don't want to think about goddamn Oklahoma State game. Stupid.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
I get it. But like, no, I'm not going to let that rob us of this rules. This is great. Bryson keeps saying it's haunting him. It's the Oklahoma State game. No.
Bryson will be the first to admit he's a tortured soul. Bryson Stricker, Kansas football diehard. He's a little sad puppy sometimes, but he's so happy when KU's doing well, he wants them to do better. Shout out Bryson.
Yeah, thank you. Shout out Bryson. We got to have him on. Maybe for K-State week.
Do we get into the Jalon Daniels drama? Can we categorize the Jalon Daniels stuff as drama?
It's turned into drama. It's drama.
I feel like on Saturday night, it was a turning point for a lot of fans when the report came out, and then several guys on the KU beat were reporting this, that Jalon Daniels did not travel with the team to Ames. And that was really the only update. I think a couple people had added some commentary that it had nothing to do with like his status with the team. It was just, I don't remember exactly what the phrasing was, but Jalon Daniels didn't go to the game. And I think for a lot of people, you saw the immediate reaction, which was, okay, something weird's going on. He's fishy.
Transferring.
Which has been the rumor for several weeks now. Never substantiated, never from anyone credible, but like you just start to hear these things. People are texting you and asking you, hey, have you heard this about Jaylen wants to follow Lance Leipold to Michigan State. Jalen's getting a big NIL deal from UCLA or USC. And like, it's absolutely never been substantiated by any legitimate reporter or report, period. There is nothing
or even
there.
or even a scoopmeister. How do you take that, actually?
I just wanted to kind of let that sit there for a minute.
No one credible has told me that. And I've asked.
I've
understand.
Asked a
lot of people.
Well, I think what it is it's just frustration because people want him back out there and you're waiting for any inkling of either something really positive or something really negative. You're either waiting for the other shoe to drop that, he is going to transfer. He doesn't want to play at Kansas anymore. Or that like, hey, he's getting better. Sounds like he's about ready to go. I don't know. Did Lance ever give like a specific reason as to why he didn't travel?
I didn't see it. If so. And I'd say like, I do think Lance's messaging around it hasn't helped this. It hasn't helped the discourse because it's been week to week basically for a lot of weeks now. Like that's part of the issue.
But that's just college football, man. Like they don't have to give updates on guys' health, so they're not gonna.
It's true, but it doesn't help like this. Normally, if your quarterback's going to be out for 4 weeks, you tell people, don't you think, or longer?
Yeah.
I don't know that he knew, though. That's the other thing, where I don't think they expected it, and it sounds like Jaylen is giving it a go. I'm going to write this tomorrow morning. He's given it a go a few times, and it sounds like it's been really painful. He's trying to get back out there, and in the back hasn't cooperated, and it doesn't sound like someone trying to transfer to me, though.
Well, let me just address that really. Not because I have any information on it, but
have some information.
Well, if you're worried that JD is going to transfer, if you're one of the people who like actually believes he's going to transfer because you've heard something, let's just go through the logistics of this decision. Okay.
Yeah.
So KU goes 6-6, Jaylen Daniels, 6-7, Jaylen Daniels, starting quarterback, comes out this year. They start the year undefeated through non-con play again. He is on a team that has the ability to compete in the Big 12. And let's just say before the Texas game, let's go through this whole thing. Let's say before the Texas game, he really was like, yep, I don't want to play here anymore. I don't know. Don't like the coaches. I'm a 2-star kid, and they've turned me into a preseason Big 12 Player of the Year, but this isn't enough. This isn't enough for me. And then KU wins without him. They beat Oklahoma. They get to 6-2. They're ranked in the top 25. And still, Jalon Daniels says, no, I don't like it here. I'm going to go to USC. Who notoriously, Lincoln Riley is the head coach, has done a horrible job of recruiting quarterbacks in his time, both at Oklahoma and USC. He's never had any success getting talented quarterbacks to his program. So he says, you know what? I got to get this kid from Kansas. And Jalon Daniels says, yeah, I'm the starter here with a chance to compete in the Big 12. Like, we might go 10-2 this year, but let me go to USC next year where I can compete for the starting job, probably not get it, sit on my ass, and like never be a starting quarterback in college football ever again. Make it make sense to me. Somebody please explain to me.
Maybe it's because it's not true. Someone didn't get in his ear and say, hey, why don't you hold out? Because at that point in the year, also, you're on NFL radars. Now they're going to have questions about your durability. You got to go past your physicals and stuff too. Why would you put that question mark on yourself by sitting out for the year? Also, that's a different logic.
Can we trace this back to someone? Do we know who, is there a smoking gun as to who started this rumor? Or has it just become
that's a good question.
Message board fodder?
I mean, I think it goes back to, actually, I don't know where it started. Yeah. No, we should do this. We should, if you know where this started.
Didn't a K-State guy say something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was already fodder, but a K-State reporter, I guess on his message board, said there's legitimate rumblings that Jaylen has played his last game for Kansas. And maybe he said he transferred. I don't even know. But that guy,
what's the difference between a rumbling and a legitimate rumbling?
No idea. I mean, as a Scoopmeister, this, you're getting into territory. Legitimate rumblings. That baffled me. I clapped after that because this guy's you won't ever say anything negative happening with Kansas State, and it's just PR. And so to do that is just completely ridiculous as some people view as credible. It's just ridiculous. Sorry. I'm mad.
Are you getting hot?
I'm getting hot. You can see me. I'm bouncing around a little bit in my seat. You distracted me. Hey, also real quick, I'm pivoting away because the Kansas football Jayhawks are 7-2, and that man is not Kansas football Jayhawk, and he is not 7-2. Pivot real quick. Shout out. Maybe a sick, rich, hot badass mofo of the week candidate. Brian Borland, the Kansas Jayhawks defense. That's it. That's all I want to say. They really did they held their own in Ames. Iowa State's offense looked horrible, but it's just not. I will take that. It doesn't matter. The defense.
Did you see the graphic? Did you see the graphic during the game after the Dotson touchdown? Fourth defensive touchdown of the season for Kansas, tied for most in college football. KU is a defensive team now.
Defensive school. This school is a defense. Yeah. Maybe the coaches know what they're doing. That's what I keep coming back to. They seem to have their shit together.
I mean, it's an exciting brand of football. It's hey, we may not be good at defense, but we're going to have some ball hawks in the secondary. And when you telegraph a pass, we're going to jump on it and we're going to house it. You may score 30 points on us some nights, but we're going to get a couple picks of our own. We're going to get a couple plays.
It totally feels like they're very self-aware of the defense, of the talent, and they have schemed to the bend don't break and look for any opportunity to force a turnover and go balls out when that chance comes. Right? That's essentially what they're doing.
Yeah, they're going to play
it makes total sense,
and they're going to get beat on it. Yeah,
I mean, but it's generally not an aggressive defense. It's just look for your. I don't know. I guess they're aggressive when it comes to forcing turnovers. I'll stand down. Anyways, they're doing a good job. I'm happy.
Are you ready to show it all, Mike?
I would like to show it all.
A lot of submissions this week.
All right, let's show it.
Okay.
Let's show it.
All right. This first one is, I believe, an audio memo.
Yes. Shout out.
Hey, Nick and Mike. Love the pod. Just wanted to call in on this beautiful Saturday night and say Lance Leipold is a terrible coach. Did you see how many points his defense let Iowa State score in the second half? I mean, 18 points. Big Ten teams, you don't want that. That's not Big Ten defense. And Lance's kickers can't make a field goal. Those are the only points in the Big Ten. So Lance is a horrible coach, and you don't want him. Also, side note, Sean Snyder on Fraud Watch. But in all seriousness, I'm an 09 grad, went to the Orange Bowl my junior year, and have long been telling people that I've seen it happen. The Jayhawks can be good at football, but even I was starting to lose faith in these last few years. But the Hawks are back, baby. Big 12 title.
Amazing.
That's sorry, Brian Borland. Step aside. That is the sick rich hot badass mofo of the week. Oh my God. That was amazing. Yeah. Lance, not a Big Ten style coach. Clearly.
Had me going there at the beginning. I was like, what the?
Me too.
What's going on here? I was like, oh, we got somebody unhinged Saturday night. Leaving the bars.
Yeah. Just like, are we that good?
That was great.
No. Oh, that was incredible. I'm
Lance to the Big Ten. Is anybody else looking for a new coach other than Michigan State at this point?
Not at this point, though. Michigan is either extending or firing Jim Harbaugh, depending on who you read. Iowa,
I don't think they're going to fire him.
Could be in trouble. We
went over the Michigan stuff.
Yeah, we've done it. Okay, no.
This one. So this next submission was actually, I think you sent this to me. I don't even think this was a submission. I think this was just somebody who.
I did. I don't even remember what I sent, but I know I sent something where I was like.
I'm sorry to the audio listeners. Mike, during the game, tweeted Lance Bean, to which somebody responded, I like Jason Bourne. And I lost my AirPod again. Jesus.
I want to know what you're going to say. And it's what?
It's from an account without a picture, which makes it funnier, you know.
I totally.
And it makes me wonder, do they actually think that KU's quarterback's named Jason Bourne? Because I don't think they're trying to be funny.
Either way, I kind of like the Jason being Jason Bourne thing. That's why
I do too.
That's why I said it. I don't know if they're trying to be funny. I don't know. Maybe it's Saturday night. Maybe they were trying to say Bean. One of those where it said Bourne and you just keep it. You just let autocorrect keep it. I'm trying to look up who
You're like,
that
you know
is.
what? I kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You're like, autocorrect. Sometimes you do good. I'm also laughing that I decided to send that to you. I'm
glad you did. I didn't see it until about an hour ago. So
it cracks
that was
me
a nice little present as I'm going through submissions. We got a lot of Jason Bean content in the DMs. This one, this week's take, which would make me think this is a repeater from the Show It All gang. Big win for Kansas on Saturday. Agreed. Jason Bean looked like a more confident quarterback against Iowa State. So much fun watching all the pre-snap shifts as well on offense. Felt like I was watching my Kansas City Chiefs. Who could tell the difference? That being said, I think it's time we need to continue to rally around Bean and treat this situation moving forward as if he is going to finish the regular season as the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
We saw what the chemistry between him and the receivers evolved into on Saturday night. Bean made some big-time throws in tough windows and executed most of his throws with precision. He had excellent command of the offense. Jalon Daniels not traveling to Ames or practicing this week is concerning, but we will see if Coach Leipold will have more to add on that soon. Is it fair to assume that this is the general feel for within the KU football fan base at this point? I think the idea of like rallying around Bean, I feel like Saturday was a big game for him.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know, like if it meant anything more to him. I would say the perception and the trust within the Kansas fan base seemed to have went up with that, which is kind of funny considering like they just beat Oklahoma last week, who was sixth in the country and undefeated at the time. Yet it was going to Ames on a night where I think he only had one passing touchdown, completed like 60% of his passes. That made everybody say, okay, you know what? Yeah, this is our guy. But
it's just
in a weird way, it was the absence of like the weird stuff at the end of games that we saw versus Oklahoma State and versus Oklahoma, where you say, okay, this guy is like starting to get tight, starting to pucker up a little bit. Didn't see any of that against Iowa State. Do you think that's what it is that has people kind of coming around on Bean now?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It felt like everything made sense. There was none of the like really puzzling, maybe a pass on third and one of the third downs when he probably could have run for it. But like, even then after the injury, I'm like, all right, maybe I was wrong here. Like this dude should not ever run. Like, after he went out that one play, that was also one, but he was, lack of drama. Like it was steady. It was a steady game. And, I think that's got to have a lot to do with it. Or Kansas fans just like love winning in Ames. So that's also part of it.
Getting a win on the road.
Yeah.
It's like KU's good to the point now where like I didn't go into that game thinking, okay, here's another hurdle to get over. But the truth is like he's taken care of business at home the last couple of years. It's getting those road wins that have been really elusive. Another one on Bean. Hello, Nick and Michael. Current KU student here again, writing this from the Hawk this week instead of the Bull.
Yes.
Here's my take. I don't give a F if Jaylen is healthy or not. You let Bean start the rest of the year. He is only getting better and putting it together. He also has some unreal confidence right now. Would take that over a rusty Jaylen any week. Dream season is alive. Coach K finally put together some short yardage plays that worked. Take care of next week, and it's the biggest Sunflower Showdown since. Huge opportunity, and if the booth isn't packed next week, I'll do unholy things. He goes on to say, Jason Bean into the Ring of Honor. What does it take? New Year's Six Bowl? I swear he deserves something like that or similar.
There's a lot.
Okay, let's start. Yeah, let's address the first part, which I've heard other people say this as well. The idea that Jason Bean's just your quarterback one, no matter what. I don't think I'm there. I don't want to let the last 2 weeks cloud what I think of JD. And I think Jalon Daniels gives you the best chance to win.
I have a response.
We can go back to the resume stuff, and a lot of people will point that out and say, oh, well, Jalon Daniels' wins have come against lesser opponents. And yeah, okay, Jason Bean beat Oklahoma, so JD can't really compete with that. But I don't know. Like at no point in time when I've seen Jalen, okay, take it.
No, I don't think I'm there. No, I'm not there, and I will not be there. And I like Jason Bean, but like Jalon Daniels is really good. And he plays with the confidence in the swag that it's absolutely helps this team. He gives you your best chance to win. So no, I get why you'd have the take. I get why you're sending that from the Hawk. That's your guy. I get it. But, like, no, this dude's also trying to come back. And he's in a lot of pain, and it is not an opt-out. So you stick with Jalon Daniels. He's won so many football games for KU. He was the guy. He was the guy that got this thing started. And I hope he can come back and finish it out. Though I'm okay with Jason too. Like, yeah. I want to see Jason play receiver and shit too.
That's what you're waiting for, is being able to employ Jason being on trick plays.
Yeah.
Lance has basically said the same thing. Lance has said, like, we're not there. If he's healthy, he's our starter.
That's because we're both
Talking
great
about
football.
JD.
Yeah, we're both great football minds.
By the way, he says, take care of next week. It's the biggest Sunflower Showdown since. Next week is Texas Tech. KU opened at 4-point favorites in that game. Biggest Sunflower Showdown since probably 2007. Right? I mean,
yeah.
There was a game what was that game right after we didn't even beat Texas. We lost to Texas. And then the next week we were like, oh, maybe we can beat K-State. And they came into town.
Yeah.
Annihilated us in Lawrence. So in hindsight, that one probably wasn't that big.
There have been a few where there's like been hope coming in and K-State has just torched KU. No idea. I don't. This really, like, even 2007, how would K-State fans feel about that? Like, what were the stakes for K-State? I don't.
Well, that was Ron Prince.
Right. They won't be as high as they are right now. It's unlikely.
Yeah, because K-State, I know they just lost, but, like, this is still a top 25 team in the country. So, like, a top 25 matchup in 2 weeks would be pretty epic as far as this rivalry goes.
Yeah.
Jason Bean into the Ring of Honor.
Oh.
What does it take?
You went out and you go the fuck off. Like, that's it. That's the only way it happens. I don't have, like, I guess you win a New Year's Six Bowl and you're incredible the rest of the way. All right. Good take.
You beat Ole Miss in the Cotton Bowl.
Mizzou in the Cotton Bowl? Whew, that'd be fun. They're pretty good.
Is Mizzou on fraud watch after not pulling off the upset over Georgia? People are wondering.
I think they're on fraud watch, but I don't think they're declared fraud. They're just on fraud watch. And that's what we do here. We're just putting people on watch.
Yeah, we don't declare you frauds. We've never called anyone frauds.
No, but we will call you
Iowa State frauds. I did call Iowa State frauds, and I stand by that. Yeah, and I stand by both of those because they were both validated with Kansas wins.
Yeah.
I think we got one more Jason Bean submission here.
How does he get into the Ring of Honor?
Dude,
is it?
I don't think I'm there.
It's pretty unlikely. Yeah.
The dream season is alive, baby. What a gritty and tough win at a place where we hadn't won in 15 years. Bean continues to show more poise in the big moments. I don't know. Which is going to be key if KU wants to end up in Arlington. The throws to Arnold and the MF and GOAT, Casey, were chef's kiss. And the fact that KU responded with an 80-yard one-play touchdown after ISU pulled it within 3 was such a huge momentum boost for the team, which had been struggling mightily for most of the second half until then. Really hope Mello is okay. He's such a catalyst for the back end of the defense. I can't wait for next week. Rock chalk, boys. Thank you very much, sir. That touchdown was huge. But I do think that touchdown, again, going back to the idea of, like, should he be the starting quarterback even if Jalen's able to go? It's important to remember, like, let's stack highlights of Jaylen and Jason. And a lot of Jason's highlights, yes, they are throws you have to make, but a lot of them are throwing to wide open dudes down the field. Like, Lawrence Arnold gets separation, you got to make the throw. And there's probably a lot of backup quarterbacks who aren't making that throw. The difference is that, like, go back to the Illinois game. Remember those 2 plays where Jaylen is evading and throwing down the field just a dot. And The receivers are great, like Grimm and Arnold and Skinner. All these dudes can make incredible circus plays. Skinner had one of the best catches of the year versus Iowa State. But like, if you look at their highlights, if you look at their best moments for Kansas this year, Jason is making the plays that are afforded to him, whereas Jaylen is more apt to like make the plays that aren't there. Like he is making them himself, and that is why he is your quarterback one.
I agree. Part of the reason why Jason has guys open, though, like to his credit, I think is because of the way you have to defend him. Because Kansas goes so almost triple option with him in the game. There should be a few plays a game like that KU has where they're going to have a dude wide open because they have just run the shit out of the ball. Even when it wasn't working, they really tried. So, yeah, but I do agree. That's a really good explanation of the two quarterbacks.
Oh, by me?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man.
I know. And thank you for showing it.
You got it, man. Oh, we got another one. Here's Dr. Shits is back. The Dr. Shits here. I'm going to keep it simple. Roll with JB for the rest of the season. Go with what got you here. His week-to-week progress is more than impressive when he has proper time to prep. Dr. Shits out. Thanks for all the great work you guys do. Poop emoji, horns up emoji.
Rock on.
I wonder if this guy's wife knows that he has, over the last 2 weeks, accepted the alter ego of Dr. Shits. I love
There's
it.
no
I love it so
chance.
much.
There's no chance. No one, a few friends know that he is on as Dr. Shits, and that's it. Dr. Shits, please do tell us if your wife knows or significant
The
other.
only thing I want to note from that as it pertains to this conversation about Bean, like the shift from Jason Bean can't get it done in big moments to fuck Jaylen. Jason should be the starting quarterback the rest of the season. It took 2 weeks, Mike. It took 2 weeks. People were so done with Jason Bean, and now they're like, hey, who cares if Jaylen's healthy?
It was cracking me up. I've had the same reaction where I'm like, it's just gone. This season in the Jason Bean roller coaster, it's just been so thrashy. It has just never been stable. It is just always. It's bipolar. What else do you say? It is just so either like this dude is the man, or he should not be playing quarterback at Kansas. It's ridiculous.
And I'm scared at this moment because it's like,
yeah.
You don't want to get too high here because you're setting yourself up to get really pissed if he has one of those Jason Bean games, which he's always got in his bag, right? He can always go full bean mode.
I mean, he kind of went full bean against Oklahoma.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And you're playing with fire whenever you go full bean. You really like that. You're really tickled by that one.
It's really good. Really good.
This is a good transition because I know you want to talk about Lance. Hey, gentlemen, I could be wrong, but this might be one of the best nights as a Jayhawk fan in recent years outside of the Natty win. Seeing how far this program has come in such a short amount of time since Lance's arrival, I would be shocked if Goff doesn't throw another contract his way after the season. The dream season lives on. In Bean we trust. Rock chalk. I mean, he's getting another contract.
Yeah.
There's no way he is not getting another contract extension. That's the beautiful thing, by the way, about college coaches. Beautiful and also terrible. But the business model is basically keep being good and we'll keep giving you more money. Oh, we just gave you a contract last year. Want a new one? All you got to do is ask.
It's all you got to do is have your agent float your name for other jobs. And the alumni and donors are going to get scared. Rightfully so. Like, absolutely. Yeah, he's got to get another contract. Is that what we're saying? Yes. And he's
Lance for life. Hashtag Lance for life.
it's going to be hard, man. Like if KU stays this good, it's I'm not saying this year, but like some point, some school is going to probably try to hire him.
Does Kansas need to tank to keep Lance? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and we are in a unique position to stomach a tank. Like KU fans can like it's like we get everyone in a huddle and it's like, hey, long term, like we need a 3-win season. And we'll get more good 7 to 9 and 10-win seasons out of it.
A 3 wins, Mike.
Four wins.
I promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you this right now. I don't want to live in the future, in this shitty future that you've constructed. If Kansas had a 3-win season, people would call for Lance's job. I promise you.
I know, but like if we planned it ahead of time, I think everyone would agree to this. And I don't know that every fan base would. I think like
that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we're built different.
Absolutely, we are built different. We are uniquely prepared to tank for the long play. No, I just it'll be really interesting to see what kinds of things I'm hearing Lance pushes for in this deal. Ideally, NIL support probably is going to be a big one. And again, like this is good. He's going to use it to try to go get resources to win. Lance for life. Even though I just said I'm like it's going to be hard. Lance for life.
All right, this one is pretty unhinged.
Ooh.
This is probably my favorite submission we've had so far.
What?
I could be very wrong, but Kotelnicki's plays got me wanting to show it all. Hawks by 90, Arlington bound, Sean Snyder Family Stadium, Lance hung far Leipold, 10-2. Ames has shit corn, rock chalk. Goes on to say, by the way, this is well past midnight, 12:07. Not well, but past midnight. Wait a few more. Suck one. Wait, let me start this over. Wait a few more. Suck one. 1,000,000-seat booth. Manhattan isn't real.
What?
Wildcat State. Boom Boom Room over Aggieville. Iowa State is fake. Try again. Hawks. Bean team. Okay, thanks, guys. Rock chalk. The one part I don't want to gloss over here is 1,000,000-seat booth. Dude. What is this guy talking about? It's so good. I don't understand any of it. He calls.
My favorite part
says. He says Manhattan isn't real and Iowa State is fake.
I like that he ended it. Like, okay, thanks, guys.
I will say this, and by the way, we're glossing over the picture too. The picture, which is clearly AI generated, of a Jayhawk and a bunch of rabid Kansas fans. Look at, does that woman have blood coming down her face there? They're all so angry, and the Pantones are out of control in this photo. And the Jayhawk man, who's like a Willie the Wildcat, half Jayhawk, half man, he is stomping a cart of beans. And what is this thing he's running over?
No idea. It's
like a blue egg. Million-seat booth,
You just...
This is so stupid.
No way.
Dude, I read this about 10 minutes before we got on, and I knew this would just kill you. When I pull this up, Mike is going to die.
I love it. It is late. I've traveled today. I'm losing my mind, but I'm just cracking up. I also like that said Andy Kotelnicki's plays make him really wanting to show it all. And you did. You proceeded to show it all. It was great. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He said, like, he started it, by the way, he started it with, I could be very wrong.
You weren't.
All caps. Very.
Iowa State.
You weren't, man.
Ames shitcorn.
Hey, you don't talk about Ames's corn like that.
Okay, thanks, guys. Rock chalk. Like the end just killed me.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. That's just
we got to start.
It's grade A content.
Do we want to start like showing people's names? Do we give no? I think the anonymity helps, but I just want to shout people out. I want to. If you sent this, I'm shouting you out right now. Thank you. To all the.
And if you want us to say your name, you have to give us written or verbal permission to reveal your identity.
Say my name.
Don't sue us.
Say my name.
Yes. Texas Tech on Saturday. 4-point favorites. Trap game. And if so, for who? Not us. We don't get trapped, right? Not anymore.
Kansas does the trapping. I think this Kansas football team does the trapping. It's definitely a trap game, for the record. It should be a trap game. You got a team who's not really used to being in this situation, but I don't think they're going to overlook Texas Tech. Texas Tech's good. They're plenty good. They've been good. A lot of guys from the area are going to be familiar with Texas Tech.
Good breakdown, by the way.
You like that?
Good breakdown. Here's Mike's breakdown of Texas Tech.
I'm just still losing my mind.
Good, been good. A lot of guys from the area will be familiar. Which guys from which area? I'm not really sure, but there will be guys from an area that will be familiar with something.
Lance Leipold. All right. In a million steep booth. Yeah. Tech lost to BYU. Tech lost. They beat TCU. Lost to K-State.
Just looking at, by the way, Mike just reading the schedule right now.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look for
washed
comparisons.
By K-State.
Yeah.
Honestly, you got the schedule in front of you. Has Texas Tech beat one good team this year?
No.
They have one good win.
Who? Who?
TCU is probably their best win.
TCU?
They did play Oregon pretty tight at the beginning of the year, and Oregon is a damn good football team, but first month of the season doesn't really count, as far as I'm concerned.
Is TCU that good? They lost to K-State 41-3.
No.
All right.
No, TCU's not that good.
I'm not calling it a good win.
4-5.
I'm not calling it a good win, and I would like to put TCU on fraud watch for that.
You know who I'm putting on fraud watch is the odds makers. The odds makers.
Great decision.
Dogs last week.
Great decision.
KU shouldn't have been dogs last week. They were. I bet the money line. I hope you bet the money line. KU wins outright and 4-point favorites against a 4-5 Texas Tech team. I'm tired of the sharps. Here's the thing. I'm tired of the sharps. I'm tired of data. I'm tired of analytics. Who have you beaten? KU 7-2. They beat Oklahoma. Hey, Mike, real quick, if you still have the schedule pulled up, has Texas Tech beaten Oklahoma this year?
Let me look. No, they have not. No,
okay, that's what I thought. Fraud watch.
They didn't win
fraud
at
watch.
Iowa State.
Vegas line makers.
Yeah, no, great fraud watch. I support that. They are. Have they? I don't understand. Kansas is good. Have they not figured this out? What's going on? Where are they at on this? What are they?
I'm going to
watching?
keep betting. I'm going to keep betting Kansas.
I took hypothetically, if I were to have bet, I may have bet Kansas scoring over 12.5 points in the first half against Iowa State. Yeah, that was offered. Can you cover that about 17 minutes into the game? Stupid. Fraud watch.
Fraud watch. I'm not ready to put Texas Tech on fraud watch quite yet, even though I'm tiptoeing. I'm tiptoeing around putting Texas Tech on fraud watch. I am to the point now, though, 3 games remaining. The Iowa State game, I know it did a number on a lot of people, and it did something to me. It did something to my insides. It did something to my body. And I like the way my body's feeling right now. it removed
Don't talk
the
about your
fear.
body.
I no longer possess this like innate fear and paranoia of something bad happening. Like I'm not like we're going to do record predictions, but no matter what you think it is, I'm not waiting for Kansas to suck again. I'm not waiting for Kansas to go out there and be like, oh, this again? Oh, you're down 17-0 to Texas Tech. It's noon and you feel like the game's over on Saturday. Like the student section is already filing out to go to the Triangle. Like, no, I'm not worried about that anymore.
Can't
it's a
be
good
scared.
football team.
No, that's exactly right. And it was really validated early in that Iowa State game where it's like, man, they're just like continuing to show it. It completely agree. It's Lance, dude, like Lance Leipold. Best, like can you ask? Is he the best coach in KU football history? Is Lance Leipold the best coach in Kansas football history? Can it be asked? I asked it. Can it be said? That's a different question.
It is a different question. I think it can be asked. I think it can be said. I'm not going to say it, though. You can't just say these things willy-nilly. We're getting real loosey-goosey with it after a win over Iowa State. Jason Bean should be the starting quarterback. Jason Bean should be the starting quarterback all season. Lance Leipold's the greatest coach in Kansas football history. Nope. I would like to remind everyone
I just asked.
Jaylen Daniels was the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year. I would like to remind everyone Mark Mangino won a freaking Orange Bowl at Kansas in 2008. So, no, Lance Leipold is not the greatest coach in Kansas football history.
But he could be.
Go 10-2. Go 10-2 and go win a New Year's Six Bowl, and then we can talk about this. But you got to finish the season.
Even when Mark took over wasn't this bad. But I do agree. You're not there yet. There's no point in making that claim.
By the way, nobody calls Mark Mangino Mark.
I liked it.
It didn't feel right.
Gino?
It's Mangino. It's Mangino.
What about Gino?
Nobody says Mark.
What about Gino?
Listen, you know the level of focus it requires to get through a season with one loss and then go win a BCS Bowl. Like, this is college football, and what makes college football maddening and beautiful is that one slip up alters the course of your season. No other sport has that.
Yeah.
NFL doesn't have it. Basketball,
dream season,
baseball at any level. It requires this insane level of focus and consistency to like accomplish
this is beautiful.
Whatever it is you have your sights set on. So like, I'm very impressed so far. If they go 10-2, like we're just going to keep climbing rungs on the ladder for the program, for the coach, for the play. Like, we're going to keep building these guys up, which we should. But in doing that and realizing how hard that's going to be to do, because even if you do think they're going to go 10-2 right now, like, imagine how good you feel now. Imagine how good you're going to feel in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. If they can pull this off. So let's pump the brakes.
I agree.
On, like, anointing these guys to like the highest levels of greatness in program history, and understand that if you reach that, it's going to take really impressive, more than what you've just done. 7-2 is in the bag. Nobody can take it away from you. Keep going. Keep pushing and see how freaking weird this season can get.
Enjoy now. Yes. Let's see. Keep pushing. The one other thing that Mark did that LL hasn't.
Mr. Mangino.
Yeah, I thought about it. He owned K-State. He came from K-State and he owned
Ron Prince was the coach.
It did. Mm-hmm. It did. And Lance is owning them with Sean Snyder in a different sense. So that's cool. Yes. That is cool. So that's another thing we got to check off the list before anointing. But he's in the conversation. Like, he's going to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I mean, he's in the conversation. I mean, they have a road named after Dom Fambro. Mark Mangino won an Orange Bowl. So, like, accomplish something great. You know, like, go make this special. Because you go 7-5, Mike.
Right. You're not the greatest.
This conversation is going to feel stupid in retrospect.
We didn't say, I don't think we said anything stupid. Unless you're saying the fact that we had the conversation was stupid.
No, there's no such thing as dumb conversations.
No, there definitely are dumb conversations.
No. See, that's dumb.
Not on this show. We show it all. All right.
Hey, record prediction time.
Yep. 9-3.
Shout. Go to hell. You're the worst.
No,
you're the worst.
You're the one that just said if they go 7-5. You just said that, dude. You said that. You said that to me.
I did say that.
But you said it to everyone.
I've also maintained now for 2 straight weeks, and we're going to make it 3, that KU is going 10-2. Dream season. 10-2. I said it 2 weeks ago. I said it last week. I have been all over this from the beginning. 10-2. They're 4-point favorites this week. The K-State line, I'd imagine, will be close to a pick'em. The game is in Lawrence, so give KU a couple points on the spready there.
Spready way.
A couple there. And then you finish the season against Cincy? Fraud watch. Cincy's on fraud watch. Get the hell out of our conference. Who do you think you are? I am. Big 12? You're not cut out for this.
Did you just who do you think you are? I am? Did you just who do you think you are? I am?
Who do they think they are coming to the Big 12?
Who do you think you are?
Immediately being a bottom feeder. Bunch of frauds, dude.
Sick reference.
10-2. 10-2, and you're on fraud watch. You're officially on fraud watch for guessing 9-3.
I'm trying to find the spread for KU K-State because it's out there somewhere, but I can't find it.
Advanced spreads.
Yeah. Why did you put me on fraud watch, dude? For 9-3? Is that, no. Look.
What's the reasoning behind 9-3? If you're going to say that, you need to justify it at this point.
I don't need to.
Explain yourself, coward.
What everything you just said about how hard it is to be perfect 3 weeks in a row in college football, that's my reasoning. You literally just said it. You just said it, dude.
Oh, I'm Mike, and it's going to be so hard to win.
You just said it. You those are your
As long
words.
as they try their hardest, that's all that matters, right?
What?
Go to a bowl game.
What?
That's a successful season.
What do you try their hardest?
That's you.
No. You just said it, man. They might.
I know what I said. Don't use my words against me. You don't get to take my words and use them against me. Use your own words and then use those against me.
Yeah, I used it against you. And I stand by what I said in what you said, which was me standing by what you said. I'm for real. I am absolutely for real on this right now. That you got your backup quarterback.
That's how you know Mike's for real, is he said he's for real on this.
All right. I'm not saying anything else.
Look at you sitting up in your bougie ass hotel room with panels and slats on the wall and postmodern lamps in the corner.
I didn't know you were design
accent
and
lighting,
and art era expert. Look at you with your painting of a man playing a guitar and a bobblehead.
That's Tracy McGrady.
Oh, I love T-Mac. Wow.
Oh, yeah. So,
all right.
who owes who an apology now?
All right. That went off the rails, and I'm sorry for using your words against you.
If you've made it this far into the podcast, you don't mind that we went off the rails for a couple minutes there.
That is true.
Let me get us back on the rails here. We're going to wrap up. We're going to tie a nice little bow on this podcast. Kansas basketball
Yeah.
opening the season officially against NC State Monday night in the field house. Number 1 team in the country. Is Kansas basketball on fraud watch? People are worried, Mike. People are worried. They lost to Illinois in a scrimmage. They beat Fort Hays State, but they didn't make enough threes, I guess. People are worried. This isn't the number 1 team in the country. Fraud watch. Where's the offense? Fraud watch. Where's the shooting? Fraud watch. People are scared. They haven't even played a game. I feel Kansas fans already walking on a razor's edge, like ready to just pounce on this team if they lose a game in non-con play. Like, dude, we're a week away from Kentucky. KU loses that game.
I know.
Fraud watch.
I know. It's you're doing a tongue-in-cheek fraud watch.
I am.
Okay. Kansas is not on fraud watch. They may not be the number 1 team. They're a top 5 team. Like, they're, like, being ranked number 1 sucks in the preseason. That's like it. That's my real
Being
take.
number 1 is on fraud watch.
Yeah.
Yes, number
Being
one
number
1 ranking on fraud watch.
And that is my suckbag loser of the week. Being number 1.
AP voters?
No, the number 1.
Yeah,
is a suckbag loser. Like being.
I feel like this is going to be a conversation all year. Anytime KU has a bad shooting night. Where's the offense at on this team?
Stupid. I mean, the shooting is a problem, but like, they're. Just wait. Like, once you see KJ Adams start throwing lobs to Hunter Dickinson and stuff, like, then they're playing a real offense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the whole Arterio Morris situation probably threw a wrench into their offensive plans this year.
Yeah.
Probably hoping that, like, hey, maybe this guy can, like, not do anything stupid for 9 months and lead us to a national championship. And turns out he couldn't even make it 1 month without doing something stupid. So, you don't get third chances very often in college basketball or in life. So they're going to have to figure that out without him. They don't really have anybody that resembles like a natural combo guard to put next to DeJuan.
Scoring guard,
That's
yeah.
a little bit concerning.
Well,
yeah, but you know
Marco,
what? Johnny Furphy's still jet lagged from the trip over from Australia. He's still getting acclimated. He's in college. What's going on? I've got a mullet. I'm from Australia. I'm cool. I'm injured. Don't worry about it. Wait till conference play. Furphy comes alive, leads this team to the promised land.
No, he's going to be awesome. I can't take my eyes off him when he's on the court. I don't know if it's because he looks like he's 12.
Majestic.
He's Australian, or because he can yan. I don't know. The mystery is actually probably a huge part of it. And looking like he's 12.
I love it.
It's really, he's going to be fun. He really hasn't, had much run with the shin splints. So he's still getting up to speed, or was getting up to speed in the.
Is shin splints a real injury?
Yeah, and it can suck.
Like when I ran track in 8th grade, and I did hurdles. I didn't want to do track practice, so I told the track coach that I had shin splints.
And what did the track
And he believed
coach?
me.
Oh, and he didn't.
He said, "Okay, you can just go sit in the bleachers."
That's how serious shin splints are. They're bad. It's not a good injury. Not a good basketball injury.
He's like, "Whoa,
you got to get out.
We don't want to mess with that." Yeah, Nick, you got to go sit, man. We need you.
And maybe Johnny did that. No.
Maybe.
I think Johnny also is going to have to help a lot offensively. Who knows? Maybe they bring in someone mid-year.
Ooh. More likely to be faking an injury, Jaylen Daniels or Johnny Furphy?
Johnny Furphy.
Wow. Okay, there you have it, folks. That is from the Scoopmeister himself. We're starting our own room.
Did I just walk into your trap?
Yeah, we're going to start. And by the way, if you're listening, make sure, spread this rumor, message boards, Discord,
Shin
Twitter.
splints are fake.
Shin splints are fake. They found a cure years ago and they just didn't tell anybody.
Furphy wants to transfer.
Yeah, Furphy wants to. He's actually him and Jaylen Daniels are both transferring to USC next year.
They're going wherever Lance is going. They're going wherever Lance is going.
Right.
Johnny's going wherever Lance is going.
Furphy's like, I'm coming too. Where are you guys going? Can I come?
Because this guy seems cool.
Like
this guy seems cool. People are sending DMs that he's hung long. I'm following Lance. Hung far. Excuse me.
Hung far. Okay, before we get out of here, I've got a trivia game for you in honor of the Kansas basketball season starting on Monday. No, this one's going to be pretty easy.
You put me in the torture chamber. All right.
Same format as before. Okay. Mike, I want you to name for me the top 10 scorers in Kansas basketball program history. The top 10 scorers in KU basketball history. You have 3 lives, so you can get 3 of them wrong and still survive. I need the top 10 scorers in Kansas basketball history.
I'm so annoyed with you right now. It is late. Okay. I love this. This is fucked.
Can you name one? Can you name one?
And
let's start with one. If you could just name one player that's in the top 10 scoring, that would be a good start.
Anyone name someone? Yeah, sure. Danny Manning.
Danny Manning is number 1, and actually by quite a large margin. 2,951 points for Danny.
Okay. Is Wilt on there? I don't even know. So that's
Will Chamberlain is not on there. He only
wrong.
Played 2 seasons.
Yeah, I know that.
So that's going to be your first miss.
Okay, who else scored a zillion points? I know Nick Collison's on there.
Nick Collison is number 2
Yeah, I know he's
all-time in Kansas scoring. Sharon Collins is number 5 all-time in Kansas scoring.
Pissed about the Wilt one. I was panicked, dude. All right.
You got to let that go.
Mm-hmm. Would it be Kirk? Would it be Rafe scored a zillion.
Rafe is 3rd all-time in Kansas scoring. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 5. Still have 2.
A lot of Roy action. Okay, so Kirk. I'm going to say Kirk as well. Kirk Heinrich on there.
I don't hate the guess, but
He's
Kirk
not?
Heinrich did not crack the top 10. No, I'm sorry.
That's so fucking stupid. All right. So when we edit this, are you going to keep the long spaces of quiet in?
Yes, absolutely. I want people to know you're deep in thought.
How long did Clyde Lovellette play? Can you tell me that?
Clyde played for 4 years.
Okay, so Clyde Lovellette is on there.
1949 to 1952. Clyde Lovellette is number 4.
Okay, all right. I got 1 through 5.
You've got the top 5.
That's pretty good.
You've got the top 5. Now you just need 6 through 10.
The easy.
And you know all these players.
I do. Okay. All right. Well,
I'm not gonna surprise you. There's no Paul McKeskey on here, okay?
Oh, come on. That's a great reference. Well, now, all right, here I'm like, is Frank on there? I need some other like high scoring Roy boys. Is Jock on there? Okay. I'm going to say Frank Mason.
Frank Mason is number 6. 6th all-time in Kansas scoring.
We're in this, man. We are in this. We're hanging.
4 left. I'll even give you this. You've got 2 Roy Williams players.
Okay.
1 Bill Self player. And 1 Ted Owens player.
Okay. All right. 2 Roy, 1 Bill.
Actually, one of the Roys is also a Bill.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. I went through there's a Keith Langford thought and there's a Wayne Simeon thought. And one of the Roys is also Bill. My instinct is to say it's Wayne, but he had the injury issues. And I am really nervous. And I'm thinking it's Keith. I'm saying Keith Langford.
Keith Langford is number 8. Keith Langford is number 8.
Okay, so I've got 1 through 8.
No, you need 7, 9, and 10.
Okay. I know he played 3 years, but like the other Roy player who's not a Roy and Bill player, that was a good hint. Thank you. Because Wayne was in there. I'm going to say, I know Paul's around there. I know he's around there. So I'm going to say Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce, 10th all time. So you need number 7 and number 9. 2 guys left, 1 life. I believe in you. The Show It All gang believes in you.
Thank you.
Do you believe in you?
So we're going Bill Self era. There's a Bill Self guy and a Ted Owens guy. And,
Correct.
I would have been like JoJo White, but I don't think JoJo White played for Ted Owens. So then I got to figure out it's my dad's era, my dad's favorite guys. The Bill one, Bill only. So I'm going to run through. The Twins left after
kill yourself if you don't get this. You're going to be
no.
Very
I'm going
upset
through the years. I'm going through the years. I'm up to the Morse twin years because they left after their junior year and they wouldn't have more than Paul. And I already had Sharon, and then those teams when I was there wouldn't be Wayne, wouldn't be. Is it Perry? Who played a lot. Because you need a guy who played when they were freshmen. Perry was playing. They were chanting his name at the Sprint Center. I'm like, okay, is there anyone new? Anyone brand new? I'm going to say Perry Ellis. I'm going to say Perry Ellis. That's an official guess. Come on, please.
Perry Ellis is number 9. Let's go.
Yeah.
1 guy left. 1 life. You can do this.
I've left the screen. I've left the screen. I need to pull out a Ted Owens era player without cheating.
Come on.
Honestly.
Come on.
Dude, I just don't. I'll
give you a hint.
I
don't know if this is going to help you at all.
I need a hint.
This player is also the all-time Kansas leader in steals.
So they're guard. It sucks. Because the legendary figures, I'm just going through and I'm that's before Ted. So,
I can already tell you're not going to get it.
This is going to really upset my father. Hopefully he won't have gotten this far in the podcast because I won't tell him. I don't know, man. I don't I'm trying to think of the player. No, because that was Roy era. And then it's there's a dude we saw at a Houston Rockets game. My dad freaked out. I don't have it, man. You just got to tell me. I'm sorry.
You're not even going to throw a guess out there. We were looking for Darnell Valentine. For the final answer. And I'm not going to lie. You're officially on fraud watch for not even giving an answer for that last one. You showed a lot of effort, you showed a lot of energy, and you really just threw in the towel at the end, and that's tough.
I honest to God should have known that. Like that,
you should have.
I'm pretty sure that's who we saw bumped into him at a Houston Rockets game once. Like it was, my dad was like, Darnell, and he was like, "That's right, Darnell Valentine."
Yeah, I mean,
it was awesome.
His jersey's hanging in the rafters.
I know. I don't even.
4-time first team all conference.
So
one of the most accomplished players in Kansas basketball history.
No, Darnell Valentine is a no-brainer. Like that's really bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Here's why I didn't.
Terrible.
Why I didn't get. You think? Like why I didn't guess is okay. So JoJo was during that era, and I just was like, I'm going to say something so dumb that it looks bad. So like you're not creating a safe space for me to be me.
But you see, that's just it, is you should know this is a safe space and it's okay to be wrong. And the fact that
the show is
letting
could be
fear,
wrong. You're right.
You're letting fear drive your decisions. Like that's the worst thing that could
I am on fraud watch. I am on fraud watch and I will do better. I'm looking now like JoJo White, Darnell, Dave Rope. Yeah, Bud. Oof.
It's too bad.
I'm pretty pleased that I got everyone else.
Get it.
And honestly, the trick question, Scott Pollard and Greg Ostertag were two that I thought about too. Getting Keith and not Wayne was big for me. If we're reviewing that list, that was one I was nervous about. Wilt's numbers are just so crazy that I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna throw it out there. And then Perry made sense. I knew that. Did you know Rafe?
Terrible.
I didn't know Rafe was. You say Rafe was third?
Stop. You should just stop right there.
I didn't know he was third
because I think you know that I am the biggest Rafe LaFrance fan on the planet. Shout out Decorah, Iowa middle school basketball, where I believe he is the assistant coach.
Have you ever interviewed Rafe?
No, he's the white whale. Like, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do media. He did an interview with the local Decorah, Iowa newspaper 2 years ago on the condition that they only talked about the team. He would not talk about himself. He said, I'll do the interview, but only if we can talk about the kids.
Dude.
He doesn't do media appearances ever. I'm pretty sure he lives on a farm in Iowa, just living a very simple life.
Where is Kirk Heinrich on the list? Sorry. Okay, hold on. We'll go back to Kirk. Okay. Fraud watch. Where's
Who?
You? Now I'm throwing it to you because you lived in Kansas for so long. Dude, we have to go to Decorah, Iowa. We have to go.
It's in the middle of nowhere. It's in like northeast Iowa.
Ooh, that's the farthest part away from Lawrence.
Yeah. I don't live in Lawrence.
I know, but I'm saying like
moot point.
6 hour, it's a 7-hour drive.
I have to drive. And by the way, what's the foundation of this take? I have to drive to Decorah, Iowa to get rejected by Rafe LaFrance in person.
Yeah. If you called him,
calling
him the white whale, it's not harassment, it's journalism. I once went to Youngstown, Ohio. You were saving the world with a good podcast.
So if anybody has a line on Rafe LaFrance they can hit us with, we would love it.
If you knew,
show us the line.
If you knew he would say yes, would you go to Decorah?
For sure. Yes, for sure.
Like really?
No, but you know what? I know. Yeah, but you know what I know instead? That he'll say no. So that makes that decision very easy.
Could be wrong, Nick.
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he would say no. But in the meantime, if anybody has a line on Rafe LaFrance, show it. Show it now. Give it to us. We want it. We want Rafe LaFrance on the podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review. Mike, subscribe, rate, and review wherever you get your podcast.
Subscribe, rate. I'm stressed from that game, man. Oof.
Apple, Spotify. Mike's going to go take a shower after this. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, showing it all. Continue to show it all. KU North Carolina State Monday. KU Texas Tech on Saturday. Shout out Devin Neal, by the way. We didn't even talk about him. Devin Neal, over 1,000 yards from scrimmage this year. Devin Neal should be getting more love. First team all Big 12 in the cards. Write it. Show it. We want to see it.
Kirk Heinrich's number 12.
Shout out Devin Neal.
Kirk Heinrich's number 12.
There you go. So it was top 10. Was top 10 for a while until he got bounced. That's it, man. I don't have anything else to say. We'll be back again next week.
Yeah. No, this is...
We're coming back next week?
Yeah, we're coming back because you know what? We don't get trapped. We do the trapping. We do the trapping here.
Kansas does the trapping.
And we show it.
Trap game for Texas Tech. 10-2. Dream season alive. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.